Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Just before we get into it, ignore my hair, I just got out of the shower. Anyway, today we got another Chelsea news video, just one story in today's video. We'll have another one later and I'll upload another one a bit later in the afternoon. But today's story is yet again on David Alaba, and apparently there's a special request that he's asking for his next destination, and if Chelsea can offer it, it's highly likely that we could actually land the Austrian ahead of Real Madrid. Matt Law, one of the Chelsea reporters, like the English Fabrizio Romano, we'll call him, he was speaking on the London is Blue podcast, which is a good podcast. You should listen to it, especially if you're a Chelsea fan. And he stated that the centre-back has explained clearly what he wants for his next club and what they can do, or just explained what he's demanding and what he wants. Now, the interesting thing about this special request is because it's just, well, I'll explain it in a second, but it's just out the window. It's peculiar. It's weird. Matt Law said that he was told by a very good source that he would only wish to go to a club that would offer him chances in defensive midfield position. So that's like a number 6, either in a 2 or in the middle of a 3. Now, Alaba has been playing for Bayern Munich, over in Munich, for 13 years, and he's 28, so that means he was 15 when he played for Bayern, when he started playing for Bayern Munich, and he's been there for so many years and has really established himself. A few years back, when he still had the pace, he was probably one of the better left-backs on the planet, especially in Europe, and now he's really been able to versatile himself, and with the addition of Alphonso Davies, with his stupid amount of pace is on the left-hand side, Alaba has kind of been forced to work and train into a centre-half next to Jerome Boateng most of the time, and he's really got up to the task, and he's been really key in Bayern Munich's defence and was a very important figure in their Champions League campaign. Now, as you probably know by now, his contract is running out in the summer, meaning any club can get him for free. All they need to pay is his wages, and Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Barcelona and Real Madrid have all shown interest, but only Real Madrid and Chelsea have reportedly tabled offers. It did look like for a long time he'd be going to Real Madrid, replacing Sergio Ramos, who's also out of a contract, and he's looking like he will be either going to Manchester United or PSG on a free. But this desire for David Alaba to play in the defensive midfield, it just fits Chelsea perfectly. So he could either play next to N'Golo Kante, which I think that midfield is disgusting. Just get it out. It's a cheat code. That midfield is a cheat code. And the only really centre defensive midfielder we have in our squad is N'Golo Kante. Now, at the moment, with this 3-back system, we're playing Tuchel calls it 2 6s, but I think it's kind of a 6 and an 8. Jorginho in a 6, Kovacic in the 8 going forwards as well. And I guess David Alaba could play in the 6 with Kante in the 8, because we all know Kante's better in a 2. And he can also have that option of driving forwards with the ball stuck to his feet, and can also, he can shoot, but I think he should probably pass it before he shoots. Now, another reason why this could fit Chelsea perfectly is because Thomas Tuchel has really shown his love for N'Golo Kante and has told everyone that he was wanting him at PSG for ages, and that's why the interest was always coming in from PSG for N'Golo Kante. And now he's come to Chelsea and he's right there for him on his front door, or back the doorstep, for him to play whenever he wants. However, he hasn't actually got a start, I don't think, in the Premier League under Thomas Tuchel, mainly due to the fact he had an injury, but he's come back now, but he's still preferring to play Jorginho and Kovacic. However, I do think Kante does have a future at Chelsea Football Club under Thomas Tuchel, and with him being the only defensive midfielder, the addition of David Alaba could be really key. Just a little bit more squad depth, but he's so versatile. He can play as a centre-back in a 2, he can play as a left-back, he can play as a defensive midfielder like he wants, or his best position, a left centre-back in a 3. Going forwards, just like Cesar Azpilicueta, but then also coming back, he's still got pace. He's only 28, you've got to remember that. He's not like a veteran, he's 28, he's just finishing his prime days of his career, just his prime years, but he's going to still be able to have it in him. And I think he would be a perfect player for Thomas Tuchel's system. The only fear and the only worry I have about David Alaba coming in mainly as a defensive midfielder is probably the fact that it would really stunt Billy Gilmour's growth. Now, we all know Billy Gilmour is a young midfielder, and he's really shown that he's got it. He's got the talent. He just needs to maybe work on his physicality. Tuchel's a bit worried he's not physical enough for the Premier League just yet. But we saw he ran the game against Liverpool in the FA Cup before the lockdown. He ran the game against Everton. I think it was Everton. Or he played another game in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. Anyway, he's played against some of the best teams in England, in Europe, in the world. And he's really bossed the midfield. But if Alaba was to pick us over Real Madrid, who look like still probably the team in the driving seat to land Austrian, I don't think Billy Gilmour would be getting as much game time as he already does. He's not featured at all, really, under Thomas Tuchel, especially in the Premier League. And I think it would really stunt David Alaba's growth. So either we'd turn down David Alaba to keep the progression of Billy Gilmour, which I think that might be a bad decision, or bring in David Alaba, but then also loan out Gilmour to a fellow Premier League side. I think that's probably the best option. See who comes up for the Premier League next season into the Premier League from the Championship, and also see who survives the drop. Hopefully Fulham. I quite like Fulham. Although they're West London rivals, I do quite like Fulham. They drew to Burnley yesterday. They played some really nice football. But I think Fulham or Southampton would be a very good destination for Billy Gilmour, because they play a similar sort of football system to what Thomas Tuchel does. Okay, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you do the Chelsea quiz every day. I'm setting on the community page. There's a little poll that you can vote for your answer. I'll do them every day if I can. Also check out my news video, which will be coming later on. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.